Have you ever lifted the lid on your toilet and just sighed? You know that feeling. Those stubborn brown rings around the waterline, that dull, cloudy look, no matter how hard you scrub, and that faint smell that never seems to fully go away, no matter what you spray. If that sounds familiar, I want you to stick with me for the next few minutes, because today I'm doing something that sounds a little crazy, but trust me, it works. I'm going to take an ordinary can of Coca-Cola, the same one sitting in your fridge right now, and pour it straight into my toilet bowl. And what happened next genuinely surprised me. I've cleaned a lot of toilets in my life, and I did not expect a soda to outperform some of the cleaners I've paid good money for at the store. So if you're tired of scrubbing until your arm hurts or spending money on harsh chemicals that barely make a dent in those stains, stay with me. By the end of this video, you're going to know a simple, safe, and surprisingly effective trick that costs less than $2 and takes almost no effort at all. Problem explanation. Let's talk about why toilets get so stained in the first place, because understanding the problem is really the first step to solving it for good. Over time, minerals from your water, especially if you have hard water, start to build up along the inside of the bowl. These minerals combine with limescale and rust from your pipes, and they form that crusty brownish ring that seems impossible to get rid of, no matter how many times you scrub with a regular toilet brush. On top of that, if the toilet isn't cleaned often enough, or if it sits unused for a while, like in a guest bathroom, those stains just keep building layer after layer. Regular cleaners can help a little, but a lot of the store-bought products are either too harsh, too expensive, or simply not strong enough to cut through years of buildup. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Many of those heavy-duty cleaners contain strong chemicals that can be irritating to breathe in, especially for those of us who are a little more sensitive to strong fumes. So you end up stuck in this frustrating cycle. You scrub, it looks a little better, but a few days later, the stains creep back. Sound familiar? Well, here's the part most people miss. The secret to breaking that cycle might already be sitting in your pantry. Why Coca-Cola actually works. Now, before you think this is just some internet gimmick, let me explain the actual science behind it, because there is real logic here, and it's pretty fascinating once you understand it. Coca-Cola contains something called phosphoric acid. This is the ingredient that gives the soda its tangy, slightly sharp taste. Phosphoric acid is actually a mild acid, but it's strong enough to break down mineral deposits, rust stains, and limescale buildup, which is exactly what causes those brown rings in your toilet bowl. Think about it this way. The same acid that can dissolve a rusty old nail over time is gently working on those toilet stains, breaking apart the buildup so it lifts away instead of clinging stubbornly to the porcelain. On top of that, the carbonation in the soda, those little fizzy bubbles, helps to loosen grime and lift it off the surface, almost like a gentle scrubbing action happening on its own while you do absolutely nothing. And here's the best part. Because it's just soda, it's incredibly gentle on your plumbing, it's safe to use, and it won't release any harsh fumes into your bathroom. It's honestly one of those situations where something sitting right in your kitchen turns out to be more useful than you ever imagined. What you need. Before we get started, let's go over exactly what you'll need for this method, and I promise you, it's about as simple as it gets. First, you'll need 1 can or bottle of regular Coca-Cola. It doesn't have to be diet or zero sugar, although those can work in a pinch. Regular Coca-Cola tends to have a slightly stronger effect because of its acidity level. So if you have a choice, go with the classic version. Next, you'll want a toilet brush. The same one you probably already have tucked beside your toilet. You don't need anything fancy or new. A basic sturdy brush will do the job just fine. You'll also want a pair of rubber gloves if you prefer to keep your hands protected. Although this method is gentle enough that many people skip the gloves entirely. And finally, you'll need about 30 minutes of time where the toilet won't be used. So plan this for a moment when the bathroom will be free. Maybe first thing in the morning or right before bed. That's genuinely it. No expensive sprays, no complicated tools, no special trip to the store. Just a can of soda you probably already have in your fridge right now. Step-by-step process. All right, let's walk through this together, step by step, nice and slow, so you can follow along easily no matter your experience level with cleaning. Step 1. Prepare the toilet start by giving your toilet a quick flush. This helps clear out any loose debris and gets the bowl ready for the soda to do its work. You don't need to scrub anything yet, just a simple flush to start fresh. Step 2. Pour the Coca-Cola around the bowl. Now, take your can of Coca-Cola and slowly pour it around the inside rim of the toilet bowl, making sure it drips down and coats the sides evenly. You want the soda to reach all those stained areas, especially right at the water line where those brown rings tend to form. Take your time here. This isn't a race. Pouring slowly helps the soda cling to the porcelain, rather than sliding straight down into the water below. If you notice some areas seem extra stained, feel free to pour a little more soda directly onto those spots. Step 3. Let it sit. This next part is honestly the easiest step of all, because all you have to do is walk away. Let the Coca-Cola sit in the bowl for at least 30 minutes. If your stains are particularly stubborn, or if it's been a long time since your toilet had a deep clean, you can even let it sit for a full hour. During this time, the phosphoric acid is quietly working, breaking down the mineral deposits and loosening the grime that's built up over time. This is the part where a lot of people feel skeptical, because it seems too simple. But here's the thing. Sometimes the simplest solutions really are the best ones. While you wait, go ahead and do something else. Make yourself a cup of coffee, read the paper, or just relax for a bit. The soda is doing all the hard work for you. Step 4. Scrub gently. Once your 30 minutes to an hour is up, grab your toilet brush and give the bowl a gentle scrub, focusing especially on those stained areas around the water line. You'll likely notice something right away. The scrubbing feels easier than usual. That's because the soda has already loosened up the buildup. So instead of fighting against stubborn stains, you're simply wiping away what's already been broken down. Make sure to scrub under the rim as well, since that area tends to collect the most grime and is often overlooked during regular cleaning. Step 5. Flush and reveal now. For the moment we've all been waiting for, give the toilet a good flush and watch as the soda, along with all that loosened grime, washes away. This is usually where people are most surprised, because the transformation can be pretty dramatic, especially if the toilet had heavy staining beforehand. Step 6. Final touch-up. If there are any remaining spots, and sometimes with really old stubborn stains there might be just a little bit left, go ahead and give those specific areas one more light scrub. You can even repeat the soda treatment a second time if needed for extremely tough stains. But in most cases, one round is more than enough to see a real difference. Final results. So, did it actually work? I have to be honest with you. I went into this a little doubtful. I've tried plenty of so-called cleaning hacks over the years, and not all of them live up to the hype. But this one genuinely surprised me. After letting the Coca-Cola sit and giving the bowl a gentle scrub, the difference was noticeable right away. Those dull brown rings that had been sitting stubbornly along the waterline for who knows how long were significantly lighter, and in some spots, completely gone. The porcelain looked brighter and cleaner overall, not just in the stained areas, but throughout the whole bowl. And here's something I didn't expect. The bathroom didn't smell like harsh chemicals afterward. Instead, there was just a faint, almost pleasant sweetness in the air that faded quickly, leaving behind a clean, fresh bathroom with no lingering fumes. Now, I want to be honest and realistic with you, because that's important to me. If your toilet has extremely heavy years-old buildup, one treatment with Coca-Cola might not completely erase every single stain in one go. But it will make a real visible difference. And for most everyday staining, this method works beautifully. The best part is how little effort it took. I didn't have to scrub aggressively, I didn't have to breathe in strong fumes, and I didn't have to spend money on a specialty cleaner. Just one can of soda and a little patience gave me a toilet that looked noticeably cleaner and brighter than before. Maintenance tips. Now that you've seen how well this works, let's talk about how to keep your toilet looking clean and fresh going forward, because prevention really is easier than dealing with heavy buildup later on. First, try to give your toilet a light clean at least once a week. This doesn't have to be a big production. Even a quick swish with the brush and a bit of soap can prevent minerals from building up too heavily between deep cleans. Second, if you live in an area with hard water, which is pretty common across many parts of the United States, consider doing the Coca-Cola treatment once a month as a regular maintenance step. This helps keep mineral deposits from ever getting the chance to harden and become stubborn. Third, try not to let your toilet sit unused for long stretches of time if you can help it, since standing water without movement tends to encourage staining, especially in guest bathrooms or basement bathrooms that don't get used every day. Fourth, and this is a small tip but a helpful one, wipe down the area right under the rim every so often with a bit of vinegar or a gentle cleaner, since this hidden spot tends to collect grime that you can't always see at first glance. And finally, remember that consistency matters more than intensity. It's much easier to maintain a clean toilet with small, regular efforts than to let it go for months and then face a big, frustrating cleaning job. A little bit of care now genuinely saves you a lot of scrubbing later. Why this method is worth trying. I want to take a moment here to really speak to why this simple trick matters, especially if you're someone who prefers gentle, low-cost solutions over harsh chemical cleaners. A lot of the products lining the shelves at the store are strong, sometimes overwhelmingly so, and for many people, especially those who are a bit more sensitive to strong smells or chemical fumes, that can make cleaning an unpleasant chore rather than a simple task. This Coca-Cola method offers something different. It's gentle, it's affordable, and it's something most of us already have sitting in the house. There's something really satisfying about finding out that a simple can of soda, something you might grab for a backyard barbecue or a movie night snack, can double as an effective, safe cleaning tool. It feels like uncovering a little secret that not everyone knows about. And honestly, that's part of what makes it so fun to try. I also love that this method doesn't require any special skills or experience. If you can pour a can of soda and use a toilet brush, you can absolutely do this. There's no measuring, no mixing dangerous chemicals together, and no complicated steps to memorize. It's about as beginner-friendly as cleaning tricks come, and that makes it perfect for anyone looking for an easy way to freshen up their bathroom without a lot of hassle. A quick word on safety. I always want to be upfront and honest with you. So, let's touch briefly on safety. Even though this method is about as gentle as it gets, Coca-Cola is completely safe to use in this way, and you don't need to worry about damaging your toilet or your plumbing. Unlike some harsh commercial cleaners, there's no risk of fumes building up in a small bathroom space, and you don't need to worry about mixing it with anything else, which is always an important reminder when it comes to household cleaning. Just remember, as with any cleaning task, it's a good idea to keep the bathroom door open for a bit of airflow. And if you have pets who might be curious, it's smart to keep them out of the bathroom until you're finished and have flushed everything away. Beyond that, there's really nothing complicated to worry about. This is about as low risk and beginner-friendly as cleaning methods get. Real talk, is this method really worth it? I know some of you watching might still be a little skeptical, and that's completely fair. We've all seen cleaning hacks online that promise the world and deliver very little. But I want to encourage you to actually give this one a try yourself, because seeing the results firsthand really is the best way to believe it. Think about it this way. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee, you can try a method that might just save you money on expensive cleaners, save you time on scrubbing, and give your bathroom a fresher, brighter look without any harsh chemical smell. Even if your results aren't quite as dramatic as what I experienced, depending on how stained your toilet was to begin with, you're likely to notice some improvement. And every little bit helps when it comes to keeping your home clean and comfortable. Plus, there's something kind of fun about trying an unconventional method and seeing the results for yourself. It's a small experiment you can do right in your own bathroom. and it doesn't cost much if it doesn't work out exactly as planned. So there you have it, my honest experience pouring Coca-Cola into my toilet and the surprisingly satisfying results that came from it. If you've been dealing with stubborn stains and you're tired of scrubbing until your arms are sore, I really do encourage you to give this a try. It's simple, it's affordable, and it just might surprise you the same way it surprised me. I genuinely love to hear from you. If you decide to try this method at home, come back and let me know in the comments how it worked for you. Did you notice a big difference? Were there any spots that needed a second round? Your experiences help other folks watching decide whether to give it a shot too. And I read every single comment, so don't be shy. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really does help this channel grow and lets me know you'd like to see more simple, budget-friendly cleaning tips like this one. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new video. I've got another great cleaning trick coming up soon that I think you're really going to love. One that tackles those stubborn shower doors that seem impossible to keep streak-free no matter how much you scrub. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy cleaning.